Right, can you say hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our day. Hello, people. No, thank you. Hot burn,
No,
hot burn,
jump
hot burn,
down.
hot burn.
Yeah, that probably hurt your tongue, didn't it, baby girl?
Dixie.
Does she seem okay?
Yeah, she's eating. Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
So, before lockdown started, we tried some astronaut food. And it was amazing. Just like to point out.
Yeah.
Go check out that video back a few vlogs ago. Well, probably about 70 days ago now, because we've been in lockdown 67 days. I'm not counting at all.
Yay.
But I also at that time purchased army food. Dun dun dun.
Done it now, ain't ya?
Cool. So this is bean. Why have they done that?
What?
Sausage and beans. It's beans and sausages.
Oh yeah. I don't know, that's really annoying.
That's the wrong thing. But anyway, it may only be beans and sausages, or sausages and beans, but they are different to what you get in store. So we're going to have a little taste test. And then after this, we've got something else for a little taste test to like share with you.
Indeed we do.
Yay! So,
with these you have to boil
little
the
heart
pouches
spoon.
without opening them in water.
Yeah. On our little spoons, we have got Family First, but I don't know.
I don't think that's going to do it.
Oh, this one says Happy Family.
Yeah, I think it's what this one says as well.
Cute! And obviously they're rainbow. Now you're not in focus at all. So, dun dun dun.
Ow!
Well, I've got some beans.
I had beans and they taste good. Very nice.
It's really nice and thick as well.
Yeah,
Sometimes you get beans and sausages and it's like...
liquid.
Yeah, this is thick. It's got so much flavour.
It has.
I am shocked. I've not had these in a very long time.
I've never had them.
I used to do stuff with the army back along, and we had to have ration packs. So yeah, it's been over 10 years since I've had it, and they've improved. They have got better. So we'll be back with you with the next thing to try. Part 2, and rounding it off with
Chocolate pudding with chocolate sauce.
ready to eat wet meal.
Yep.
That sounds vile.
Yeah.
I'm sure I should have shared that with you.
No. But,
Smells really good.
oh yeah.
Definitely adds to that bit of chocolatey goodness that we need because we're missing it in our life currently.
Yes.
Even though we should probably avoid it because we are so chub.
Yes. Quite honestly.
Yes. We're going to go enjoy that. And I'm going to tell you about something once I've finished. Earlier on I turned and said that there was something else I needed to tell you. And what it is just over a year ago I took part in something called a GLAD study. You may have seen it at the end of the vlog a few weeks ago, a couple of days ago, I'm not sure now, linked as a video a year ago. And what it is, it's a study that it's kind of based on mental health, depression, anxiety, for whether it runs in the family, or if something shows up in your DNA, or how things work if it's not in your DNA, and like all that kind of sciencey stuff. All you had to do was go online to their website, which I will link in the description, and fill out a questionnaire. About 2, possibly 3 weeks later, you'll receive a little parcel in the mail, and all you have to do is spit in it. It sounds gross, I know, but that's the best way to get your DNA. You parcel it all back up, send it in the post. You wouldn't even know that it's something to spit in. It's so well disguised without any clinical details on it, anything like that. And then you don't get the results. That's the only problem, which I'm gutted about, because I would love to have seen my DNA. And if there's anything in it, if there's things missing or anything like that. So that kind of sucks. But since then, they kind of send out random questionnaires to see how you're doing, to see if different environmental factors affect your depression or mental health, or if there's anything else that's triggering it. And I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago. Nope, it was about a month ago. I received an email and they wanted me to take part in a questionnaire about my mental health with the pandemic. Straight away, knew I was going to do it, because my mental health has been like quite different since the pandemic came about. I mean, the fact that we've been isolated now for 67 days, it's kind of stuff you'd only hear about in a horror story, and it's our horror story coming true. And to be honest, I know we've got to stay isolated till at least July, despite the fact that lockdown for healthy people has been lifted. But Sophie and I don't know what to do because of our anxieties for when it's technically safe for us to leave the house, but our anxieties are going to prevent us from wanting to leave the house. So we're going to be trying to figure that out with my mental health team closer to the time. But with this GLAD study, they asked me obviously to take part. I did it, and some of the questions were about how it's affecting not being able to go out and about, not being able to see family, not being able to go into the shops like normal, just general everyday life really, or even how it's affected getting things like meds and seeing a doctor. So I filled that in, and then at the end of it you had the option to get fortnightly catch-ups, where they just send like a mini questionnaire to see how things are progressing. And I received that email today for the second, like the follow-up, so it couldn't have been a month ago. It was about 2.5 weeks ago. So I've got about 10 questions left to do, so I'm going to do that after this. And then again in 2 weeks' time I'll get another questionnaire. Unfortunately, if you want to sign up to the GLAD study now, you wouldn't be able to take part in the pandemic questionnaire and research study. But, like I said, they do send out other questionnaires for just random events that happen throughout the year, seasonal changes, anything like that. And I guess, like, if there's anything else that happens like this, whether it's a big wave of something else, it might not necessarily be a pandemic, but it might be something else, they might send out further questionnaires. And literally It just takes between 10 to 25 minutes, depending on how in depth you go with your question, like answering the questions. And you just help scientists and like mental health teams and doctors and things like that understand the impact that it actually has on people with mental health in the community. Because it's one thing seeing you every 6 to 12 months in clinic for 10 minutes, but doing these research studies actually gives in-depth information, and it might help bring different medications, different therapies, different ways of looking at how people actually suffer in the 21st century. Because one thing about mental health is it's still a huge taboo subject, and it shouldn't be. People shouldn't be afraid to talk about their mental health. They shouldn't be ostracized because of their mental health. It's just as important as your physical health, and it should be spoken about at the same level as physical health. But unfortunately it isn't, because there's not the understanding like there is with physical health. So if you do suffer with mental health, know that it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to talk freely about it. You should not feel ashamed for having any type of mental health or mental illness or anything like that. And if you think that you would be okay and be up to answering a few questions whenever, I mean, like I said, I did the original questionnaire with the GLAD study just over a year ago. I did an initial questionnaire about the pandemic, and then this follow-up one, and I think I've done one other questionnaire. So they don't bombard you with questionnaires. They're not like hassling you every week. And if you decide you don't want to answer the questionnaire, you don't have to. They don't force you to do it. But like I said, it doesn't take long. If you're just sat at home, and it means that it can potentially either help us as we grow older, or it might help the next generation for mental health, then I'm all for it, because there will be more and more people born when I'm gone. And if I can make their life easier and have more understanding about mental health, and they can have better treatment, better acceptance than what we do in our current society, then it's a win-win, and I'm happy to do it. So like I said, I'll leave the link in the description. Doesn't take a lot. Just have a peruse at the website and see if it's something that you're up for doing. Soph originally was going to do it last year with me, but we thought she'd done it, but it turns out she didn't. So she's just re-signed up now. She's now currently doing the questionnaire, but they just got to wait for the pandemic to die down a little bit more before they can send out the little pot for her to send back her spit. So yeah, have a look back in the rest of our vlogs to see what you've got to do with when you register for the GLAD study. Literally, if you just search for the GLAD study in our videos, it will come up. And yeah, have a look at their website. So, other than that, thanks for coming on a stay with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Oh.